Hello, my viewers. Welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, this video is about NFL game picks of Week 15. Last week had some crazy games, some crazy upsets. My upset picks, I chose the Lions to beat the Vikings. Got it. That was really an upset because the Lions are a good team. But my other pick, the 49ers and the Bucks. Those are two good picks I chose right there. I was like, yeah, those picks right there turned out well. Turned out very well. Now, moving on to Week 15. The first game of the week, which is tomorrow on Thursday Night Football, we have a division matchup between the 49ers and the Seahawks. As you've seen, the 49ers, man, Brock Purdy, have been looking pretty good. He's been looking very good. He's been out there balling, out there playing, just playing gutsy. And like watching the game, you just see like he has the confidence. You know, some guys are afraid to make mistakes when they first get in, especially if you're a guy who you're not expect starting. You come in there and you're like afraid to make mistakes, but he already threw an interception once. That was the first game. And once you get that out the way, like that, you get it out the way early, and you see what you just go on from there and been balling out. The Dolphins game, he threw an interception. He finished with I think he finished with a touchdown pass. Had 200-something yards and stuff. And then this game right here, he had 2 touchdowns. And he went out there and he just looked very confident. He looked very confident. He looked very poised in the pocket. And he just played tremendous football out there, finding Christian McCaffrey for a touchdown. He threw 2 touchdowns. He rushed for a touchdown. And he just went out there and just played amazing football. And if he continues this up, which I think he can, because the way his confidence is, the way he's playing, the way you hear him in the interviews, him talking and stuff, he's like a natural, like a Kurt Warner story, like that. But Kurt Warner was I believe he's undrafted, and he was working in the grocery store. He came up here. This is a little different. He's Mr. Irrelevant. He got drafted, but he's the last pick in the draft. They call him Mr. Irrelevant, but now he's probably the most relevant because he's helping the 49ers go out there and play some amazing football. The Seahawks is coming off a bad loss to the Panthers. I thought the Seahawks were going to win that game. The Panthers got them in that game. They played some good defense. J.C. Horn was phenomenal in that game. And that amazing interception he had when he was stalking and dropped back and picked it off, reading the quarterback. That was a nice play. But the Seahawks, I'm not going to take the Seahawks in this game. I'll take the 49ers in this game. 49ers, I feel like the 49ers on the roll. And at the beginning of the season, like I mentioned before in the videos, I had two Super Bowl picks. I had the Bucks and the Bills, and I had the Chiefs and 49ers rematch entering the season. And then, now the Bucks and the Bills picked my first pick. Those right there, that might not happen. The Bills could probably still make it, but the Bucks, I don't see them making it. But the 49ers and the Chiefs rematch, that could be very possible. If we see a rematch of that Super Bowl, that would be pretty cool. And this time might be a different outcome. You never know what could happen. But I was talking to hypotheticals earlier today when I was like going over the some of the games, like see what game I'm gonna choose or not. And I was thinking like, what if it's like a dream story? What if Brock Purdy leads the 49ers? I know it's just kind of reaching a little bit. He's not there yet, but he has been playing pretty good. But what if he leads the 49ers to the Super Bowl? Even if they don't win. But what if they do win? But even if they don't win, what do you do then? Like, what do you do then? Like, you go back to Trey Lance, or you trade Trey Lance for some more picks and just roll with the 7th-round quarterback whose contract would be cheaper and who led you there. He can take you there because a guy who comes out as the third-string quarterback just get in and just play like that. That got to be some talent. It's not like just a coincidence or luck. It got to be some talent. So I don't know what you do after that, but that is speaking in hypotheticals and speaking like what ifs. But you never know. Got a lot of games left to see, so hopefully Brock Purdy can keep this up. I'm taking the Niners in that game. Ravens versus Browns. I'm taking the Ravens in that game, even if the Ravens don't have Lamar Jackson or Tyler Huntley. I'm taking the Ravens that game. I feel like their defense is very good. They just did a number of my Steelers last week. They played tremendously on defense. Roquan Smith is an absolute beast. And that pass rush, Calais Campbell is an amazing player, probably a future Hall of Famer most likely. He'll go out there and they can wreak havoc on you and make the quarterback get flustered. Colts versus Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings in that game. I think Kirk Cousins coming off of a game, he threw 425 yards. They fell short to the Lions. Justin Jefferson had an amazing game. He had 11 catches for like 220 or 212. He had over 200 yards for sure. He was going crazy that game, and he was leading the league in receiving yards. He's absolutely balling. But they should have bounced back this game. They lost to the Lions, but they should bounce back this game against the Colts. Dolphins versus the Bills. I'm taking the Bills in that one. That should be a very good game. The Dolphins got the Bills last time. The Bills blew the lead last time. I think they had a 10-point lead. They blew it. And I think that was the game where Isaiah McKenzie, he didn't get a bounce, or something happened where he didn't get a bounce, and that's when the game where they had the video of the offensive coordinator beating his clipboard on the table or beating his tablet in a little booth up there. So hopefully that won't happen this time, destroying all his tablets. But I think the Bills will come out this game, and Josh Allen has been playing a lot better too since that little hiatus, but ever since that little like stretch with the Vikings game and stuff like that. He was throwing those interceptions, those like bad interceptions he was throwing. The Vikings game, the Lions game, kind of just giving the ball away a little bit. They were still winning some other games, but he kind of gave the ball away too much. But now he's playing a little more poised and being more patient. And like you can take chances too and like and stuff, but sometimes you gotta know the situation and be like, you know what? I know I got a great arm strength, but sometimes you want to be overconfident and be like, I'm gonna throw that one. I'm gonna throw this check down right here, take the field goal, and we just go with that. And he kind of been like being patient, kind of like Mahomes had to learn last year. Remember Mahomes when teams started playing that cover two, Tampa 2 like defense trying to keep them where they can't go deep. They had the two safeties over the top, so they're trying to prevent them, like basically bracketing them inside. We have to like be patient. You know, the Chiefs love how to go deep, and Mahomes had to force some stuff sometimes, and they got picked off here and there. But you see, like last year, how he kind of adjusted to that, and then this year he adjusted to that a little bit more as well. Like trying to be like, okay, I'm gonna be calm, I'm gonna wait, be patient, take the check down, take the little stuff, take the crosser routes, the drag routes, take some of the stuff in the middle to Travis Kelce. Then I'm gonna work my way up, and then when our shot is open, when they have to come up and step up, especially with Pacheco playing and running the ball like that. And there was Singletary been running the ball pretty well too. They start stepping up, and James Cook been running the ball well too. You start throwing the ball down the field, getting the ball downfield, and pushing it downfield. So Josh Allen has been doing that, kind of adapting to that the past few games, and hopefully continue that up. And that should be a very good game against the Bills. And it might be snowing too. Eagles versus Bears, taking the Eagles in that game. Lions versus the Jets, taking the Lions in that game. That should be a good game as well. Steelers and Panthers, taking the Steelers in that game. And if I wasn't a Steeler fan, I'm still taking the Steelers in that game. I feel like I feel like the Steelers can beat teams like that. Like teams that they like may have good moments here and there, but like teams that you're supposed to be. The Steelers can beat teams like that, but it's the high class teams like those teams like we played like last games against the Ravens, the Bengals, the Bills, the Dolphins. Those are teams that they cannot compete against because they don't have enough firing power on offense. And Chiefs versus Texans. The Chiefs should win that one. It should be a little. It won't be like a full gimme because Davis Mills played. I thought Kyle Allen was playing last week. That's why I said the Cowboys were going to blow them out badly. But I didn't know Davis Mills was playing. Davis Mills, when he played, he's actually pretty solid. He's a pretty solid quarterback. He has his moments where he's pretty good too. He go out there, he can actually keep you in the game, keep you in the ball game like that. So if he's playing again this week, the game should be close. It should be like a flat out blowout. I think the Chiefs probably win maybe like 27 or 30, probably 30 to like 21 or something like that. Falcons Saints, taking the Falcons in that one. Cowboys Jaguars, my upset pick of the week. I'm taking the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is coming off of amazing performance, and throughout the whole season, he's been playing very good. And I'm not seeing one person in the comment section. I thought they was trolling at first, but I guess they was serious. They was saying like Trevor Lawrence sucked. Trevor Lawrence not that good. It was I'm like, you haven't been watching any of the games. So Trevor Lawrence, if you watch the games, he had had some big time games where he had like 80 completion percentage, 90 completion percentage, and some a lot of 70 completion percentage games, and just going out there and delivering and making some big time plays. And most of the losses they have are losses that come within probably like one score or something like that. It's a lot of losses like that. And if they can find a way to just get over that hump. And next year they will have Calvin Ridley next year, and maybe make some other moves and get some guys on defense as well. But Calvin Ridley there with Christian Kirk, the way he's playing, and Zay Jones has emerged a lot too, even more with Travis Etienne running like that. And then the other running back they have, I forgot his name, but he's been playing pretty solid as well. Having those guys, and Evan Ingram had a big monster game last game. He had 162 yards. The offense started getting in sync with Doug Peterson, the way he's kind of like building these guys up. Next year, they might be a force to be reckoned with. They're going to be very good next year, I feel like. But I'm taking the Jaguars in this game, an upset. Cardinals, Broncos, taking the Broncos in that game. Kyler Murray, prayers up to him. He had an ACL tear. I was watching that game, and like he did some type of, I guess he was running. It was the non-contact. He kind of fell to the ground himself. But you know how ACL tear when when your leg is straight, but your knee is like turning the opposite way. Basically, like your momentum going that way too sometimes, and that can cause it to tear. And he had the injury, like they got carted off. So hopefully he come back stronger and better next year. But in this game, without Kyler Murray, and they had a lot of injuries piled up, I'm gonna take the Broncos in this game. Patriots versus Raiders, taking the Raiders in that one. Titans, Chargers, Justin Herbert. Told you guys he's gonna ball out. He had he wouldn't say it probably. He wouldn't say it to the public probably. He probably wouldn't say it, but he had a chip on his shoulder. He was like, "Hey, they're saying that I'm a social media quarterback." I think that was what Emmanuel Ocho saying that he's a social media quarterback. I have no idea what that means. I'm like, if you're out there balling, you're balling. You know, there's no social media passes or anything like that. I don't know what that means. It's not no fashion contest. It's not no what passes the better. This is not no slam dunk contest or anything. It's not about fanciness. It's about going out there and delivering, making plays, and that's what Justin Herbert did on Sunday. He should have had a few more touchdowns. I feel like they missed some opportunities, like that one play they did went on 4th down. Like throw the ball to the sticks, throw the ball like in the end zone. If you're going for it on 4th down, make sure you're throwing the ball at the spot you need to get it. The offensive coordinator hasn't been the best this season. What's his name? Lombardi hasn't been the best this season. For the Chargers, he's been calling a lot of like underneath stuff. I'm like, you got Justin Herbert. You see Justin Herbert did what he can do. Like that, just like hit the ball straight downfield. I know he want to like do his crafty stuff, a lot of motion and stuff, but he got to just find the best suit and just kind of like get back to like letting Justin Herbert just drop back and just deliver, because he was doing pretty good. And even with the offensive line having his woes, sometimes Justin Herbert still moved pretty well. Even when the Dolphins guy at him, he was still moving pretty well in the pocket and getting around and just avoiding getting sacked and stuff. He had great pocket awareness. But I'm taking the Chargers in this game against the Titans. Bengals and Bucks, taking the Bengals in this game. Giants and Commanders, I'm taking the Commanders in this game. And then the Rams and Packers to end it off. I believe that's on Monday Night Football. I'm taking the Packers in that game. Aaron Rodgers, I believe, I don't know if his hand's still messed up or not, but Aaron Rodgers should be back. And the Rams team and the Packers team are kind of like in the same boat. Now the Packers, I don't know if they're officially out the playoffs or not. I think their record is, I believe they're 5-7? I think they're 5-7. If I'm not mistaken. So they might have a chance actually to maybe try to find a way to squeeze in the bottom. I don't know if they can find a way to win out. I might be wrong. I don't know if they're 5-7 or not, but they can find a way to win out and maybe can make the playoffs. But I'm taking the Packers in this one. Hopefully they can like start stacking some wins up and getting back to the level of the Packer standard. Cause it's kind of weird this season because you see teams like the Steelers, teams like the Packers, and the Patriots was 6-7 now. You see teams like the Steelers, Packers, Patriots, teams like that who are like known for like being like the top franchises struggling, like kind of like in that transition phase like that. They still competing. They still competing out there and playing, but just like they're struggling and they can't like muster out the wins. It's kind of weird seeing that throughout the season, but hopefully that changes next year, hopefully. But that's all I got for this video today, guys. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.